Hello everyone, it's me. It's been a while, and today I just want to go over the PTB that came out yesterday. I do apologize if I sound bad or if I sound like I'm dying. I've been a bit sick for the last for the last week or so. Um, I do think that this PTB is amazing. However, I do think that there are also some very problematic things with this PTB that I would like changed. Now, I'm gonna just go how it how they posted in developer notes. The first thing is the FOV slider. Thank God, we've been asking for it for so long and we got it. And now, because of that, Modern Abuse and Shadowborn are both changed. Shadowborn, I think it's an okay perk. I do think it is time for Lightborn to have a different use, or for Lightborn to have a different way of working. Since this gives you haste, how about you make it so with Lightborn, if you are blinded, the duration is 50% shorter instead of you being unable to be blinded. That way, people are not going to suspect it, and they're going to think you're going to pad properly, or that you're able to pad properly after a blind, and it would catch them off guard. That is my quick low change for Lightborn. I do think Lightborn is a bit of a dumpster fire of a perk. So if we got a change for it as well, that would be nice. But it's definitely not like a priority or anything. I do think a build with Shadowborn and Lightborn would be very funny and fun to use. So yeah, Modern Abuse, all that changed was you no longer had like an FOB increase or decrease. The rest is the same, pretty much whatever. And the next thing that is very good as well is the 3 genning. Now, once I have first read this, I thought that you can only kick each generator 8 times, which would be kind of bad because I know 8 times is a lot, but if you're using something like Surge, I don't know. I didn't like that change too much, but I didn't mind it, because I rarely kick gens anyway. Basically, what they did was each generator can only suffer 8 regression events maximum. And I have heard that that means that only the 3 closest generators have this going on. Not every generator on the map. I might be wrong, I have not tested it, but that is what I've heard. So, what is a regression event? A regression event is anything that is instant and over 2.5%. However, to compensate for this, they have made kicking give you more progress or regression, aka 5%. And also, you are no longer able to gen tap. If you don't know, mid chase or whenever, if you dry kicked or whatever the fuck else, survivors can just go, tap it for a short second, and then leave if you were nearby. And now they have to repair 5% of their generator to get the progress back, or to stop it from regressing, which I think is really cool. Um, Unfortunately, they did change a couple perks, and it is it is okay. There are some issues though. So the perks that are affected by this new 3 genning thing, Ruin does not is not affected. Here they say something. Let me read it real quick. Yeah, they just yeah. Um, I'm gonna quickly say what they did for Ruin. Ruin had um a little downside where if a person got killed, the Ruin deactivated. Laughable, I know. So now they disabled that downside. It's no longer in the perk. I am still saying bring back Old Ruin, man. 200% was fine enough for a hex that could have been cleansed. What wasn't fine was you being able to kick a gen and immediately get 200% regression. So, yeah. They mentioned Surge and Scourge, Pain Res. Nothing too interesting. They're mentioning how different perks interact with each other, and unfortunately, Eruption seems to have gotten the kick in the boot for this one, or in the butt. Sorry. But well, I'm gonna maybe go over the new Survivor later on. I kind of just want to focus on the changes that they've made and not the additions. Let's move on to something a bit problematic before we move on to the nice thing. I have an issue with the new Blight add-ons. As you can see, he is Prestige 100 for me. I know quite a lot when it comes to Blight, and the changes they have made, I really don't think they were good. I think they were interesting, and I think they were new, but I don't think they were good. I'm gonna go over why. Adrenaline Vial, thank fucking god it's been nerfed. I think I dislike this add-on more than Alchemist Ring. I'm shitting you not, man. This add-on is horrible to go against. And the fact that I have to wait 3 weeks is a bit infuriating. Especially for the new Hillbilly changes, because I love the new Hillbilly. But, new Adrenaline Vial, nice. Good. Thank you for nerfing it. I'm gonna talk about speed in a second. I need to talk about these 3 add-ons here. I'm gonna start with Alchemist Ring. This is a really cool concept of an add-on. I like how they're trying to be ambitious with add-ons and stuff and make the gameplay transformative. This is not okay. This add-on is... I cannot tell if it's too powerful. I cannot tell if this add-on is BS. All I know is, in one rush, I was able to traverse from one edge of Ormond to Shack. One rush. If that is not okay, if that is okay, then I don't know what isn't, honestly. This add-on, I simply do not know what to tell you, honestly. I am at a loss of words. This add-on is the least of my worries for the problematic add-ons, but it is still problematic. All of these 3 add-ons have an issue with them that I do not like particularly. This being the okay case. So, I don't even know what you could do with this add-on to make it not, you know, really busted. If you just decrease the numbers, then no one's gonna use it. And I don't know. I think it needs a new effect. As it stands, it is too powerful in my opinion. I think Blight will outperform with this add-on, and I think Blight will outperform with this add-on and maybe this add-on. But we're gonna get into the talk of this one. This one is the most problematic in my opinion. Let's talk quickly about the double speed add-ons. The double speed add-ons were my favorite add-ons on Blight, and it started being that way like 9 months ago or something when I started really getting into Blight and trying to perfect and how to play him. And the issue with behavior sometimes is they see add-ons that are good on a killer, and because they're being used instead of, you know, seeing what the issue is and seeing if you can make something base kit or if you can change some other weaker add-ons to be on par, they just take the stronger add-on that is being used and they nerf it. Doesn't happen all the time, I'll give them that, but it does happen, and that is the case with double speed. Double speed is not abusable by any fucking margin. I am sorry, but if you had a Blight run double speed, he is not going to be any better or more oppressive than a normal Blight. All he's going to do is catch up a tad bit quicker sometimes, but if he doesn't know how to use his power efficiently, either way, like, it's not going to matter. And with double speed, all it did was guarantee the hits, and it rewarded you for playing well on tiles. So I like the fact that I was able to rush fast, get across the whole map. I understand a lot of killers don't have the privilege of that. I get it. I understand. But it's you know a staple to Blight. Blight was the guy that was able to cross map in like fucking 5 seconds, right? So it feels like a bummer having the add-ons that actually take skill to execute well with nerfed excessively. My suggestion back in the day, I think I even made a video about it. My suggestion back in the day was to make speed add-ons percentage decrease by 1 or something. So, Blighted Rat used to be 4, make it 3. Blighted Crow used to be 6, make it 5, you know? Like, it's... He was a tad bit too fast sometimes, which is why I kind of concede him wanting to nerf the add-ons. But at that same point, like, why would you over nerf it? Yeah, it doesn't. Like, I understand Alchemist Ring C33. No, absolutely not. Adrenaline Ball, absolutely not. Do not have these add-ons in the game. They're horrible, right? The double speed, like, what are you gonna have if you face someone that knows how to play Blight? Either way, you're gonna get hit, speed add-ons or not. Most of the time, anyway. So I don't understand what the issue was. And all it did was make Blight more fun, in my opinion. Am I gonna play Blight from now on? As it is with these changes, I don't know. I think if they bump it up by a percentage or something for these add-ons, I'll be down for that. I'll accept it. But they over-nerfed it, dude. Like, I understand. He's a strong killer. It feels a bit excessive. I'm gonna be honest with you. There are add-ons that were simply made for people that knew how to play, and it gave them an edge in chase, a little bit of an edge in chase, if you played well. So that is my issue with them over nerfing speed add-ons, because they were my favorite add-ons on Blight. Before we get into the Eerie tag, I might just make this a Blight video, I guess. I don't know. Let's talk about Compound 33. The new Compound 33 is extremely problematic, especially when you pair it up with Alchemist Ring. I do not like where they're going with these add-ons. I really do not enjoy it. Blight is a killer with such a high and insurmountable skill ceiling that if you do just make it easier for him to turn and whatever, like, what is the point of learning Blight, you know? So, if you don't understand what this add-on does, if you haven't seen it, each time you rush further than 4 meters, and it stacks as well, your rushing is 33%, or sorry, your turning is 33% better. It sounds as ridiculous as it is, by the way, because when I paired this up with Alchemist Ring, I was able to do a whole 2 loops around the Ormond Harvester in a single rush. And I don't just mean, I'm gonna show you, and I don't just mean, oh, I made it around the Ormond loop, or like, I made it barely by rushing block. No, it was extremely easy as well. I will show you in a second. We're gonna go in while I talk about it. This is not healthy, man. I don't like this fucking add-on. I really don't. I wish I could explain how much I dislike it. The whole shtick about countering Blight is the fact that he cannot turn. He cannot turn well. And that is where you can abuse. So if you just make it so he turns 140% easier, what the fuck are you gonna do? I'm gonna show you guys now how these add-ons work. And the final Eerie tag, I cannot. That is gonna be me venting and ranting for fucking God knows how long. Alright. So, we are on Ormond right now. We're using the new Alchemist Ring, which each time you perform a consecutive rush, you increase your rush duration. I think that was 4 meters actually. Alright, look at this. That wasn't 4 meters. Alright. So, this is an issue that I do not want to see. I don't want to see this being an issue, and I want this, like, whole area add-on set completely reworked. Let's say you rush here, and then I go like this. Oh my god, I apologize. I am not going to be able to edit this. I'm just going to talk about it. You are able to turn very easily, and it is ridiculous. I'm sorry, but these add-ons are ridiculous. Look at this. Look at this. Look at that. Like, as I said, the whole shtick about playing Blight is, you know, you're able to outmaneuver him a little bit at corners and blah blah blah. And even though it might take him a while to realize you turned the corner, you still got a little bit of distance, right? And with this new FOV change, you no longer have to bring Shadowborn as your base kit Blight perk. And look at this. Like, what is that, dude? As a Blight main, this disgusts me. I'm sorry. Like, it is horrifying seeing that. And it doesn't disgust me as much as the Eerie tag, but it does make it a bit ridiculous due to the fact that when you think about it, sure, I can do this. Okay, sure, I can do this. But look at that, dude. You're gonna not be able to avoid that. Now, against a good Blight, what is he gonna do? He's gonna bump off of this, and you're gonna have to drop the pallet, right? But it feels cheesy having a Blight turn so quickly that he doesn't even have to learn basic bump logic, you know? Like, how is someone ever gonna want to get better if he can just turn 133% quicker? And I'm saying the math wrong, but I do apologize, but... Like, look at this shit, dude! Look at this! So, this add-on is a bit ridiculous, and... I guess we can talk about the new Grim Embrace while we're at it, but I want to get the Blight add-ons over with before we do that. So, yeah, like, I don't know. I don't think it's... I think it makes playing Blight too easy, which I see as a very big disappointment, because I think what they aimed for is to make it easier to, like, play for beginners, which is horrible, by the way. I'm sorry, but I don't want a beginner to have a crutch add-on like this, and maybe even this, which we're gonna talk about now, and not learn how Blight should work, or how Blight should have worked, you know? So instead of taking away Alchemist Ring, Aldran, Val, C33, leave the Blight tag, fucking, maybe you change it to something more transformative, right? Instead, they make him easy to play and they make him have infinite rushes. And now we're gonna talk about this. So, I'm gonna bring this with this. This is the most brain-dead Blight build of all time. Iridescent Blight tag. What does it do? Enables rush to be performed without spending tokens. Rush bonuses are capped after 3 consecutive rushes. And the Blighted Corruption goes on a 20-second cooldown after a successful lethal rush attack. Now, I've heard people say lots of things like, oh, but it's a 20-second cooldown. It's like Chucky. He has a guaranteed hit. Now, before we head into that conversation of whether or not it's going to be reliable to run this add-on against good survivors, I am worried about this add-on design because if you think about it, all it does is make it so newer players are not punished for whiffing something. And you might think it's a good practice tool, and that's fine and all, but I really don't understand why they keep removing the skill ceiling and skill floor of Blight. Now, you might say the skill floor is the same, but it's really not. If you run this add-on, so let's say now I rush, boom, that's 1 rush bonus. That's the second rush bonus, and this is the third rush bonus of the Eerie Compound 33. And now, I can infinitely rush. Look at that. Look at this turning rate. Now, unfortunately, I got a little bit used to the normal, not the normal, the alchemist ring. So, as you can see, I can rush infinitely. Doesn't matter if I whiff a hit. Doesn't matter, whatever I do, it does not matter. I can whiff, and I can just, come here. Doesn't matter if I bump too many times. I can just come over and be like, hey, come here, Ka. And now, it's a 20-second cooldown, so people might say, yeah, but it's unreliable, why would you run it? It might be unreliable, but if you're gonna cope with bad add-on design like that, then why the fuck, like, why would I even care to hear your argument, you know? Like, the other Eerie add-on raised the skill ceiling of Blight. Might have been a boring add-on, haha, I can insta-down, you know? But you know, it's the last rush. And hitting something like that. And look at that turning rate, bro. Look at that fucking turning rate, bro. The most ridiculous shit I've seen. This is with rush bonus is capped at 3, by the way. It could go to 4. So I can do something like, wait. So it doesn't matter if I whiffed, I can just do this. And now that I have 3, I can do something like, oh, the collisions are a bit, yeah, something like that. Oh yeah, and I could just, I think it's a bit bugged. Because the turning rate seems even better than the other. Like, yeah, it does seem, I think it might be a bit bugged. But this promotes, this is a beginner-friendly add-on that the only downside is your recovery is now 10% worse. Or sorry, 100% worse. But does that really matter at the end of the day? Like, okay, this reminds me of the Eerie Head add-on on Huntress. This reminds me of the Pinky Finger add-on on Clown. You have something that is badly designed, but you have it limited to, like, constrained to a downside. For what purpose? Like, sure, it's there for it to not be busted. I understand. But why make an add-on like this to begin with? Like, look at this. I can do this. Oh, does it matter? Does it matter that he can corner tech me over here? And I have to either predict or just go for the window? No, it doesn't, because I turn as easily as any other fucking killer, basically. And that is the other C33 add-on. So, I do think these add-ons need a change. It's interesting. I enjoy that they're trying new things. This is not in which direction I want Blight to go, though. I want Blight to be... If you want to transform him, I suggest you instead make it so... Hi. Yeah, see, I whiffed. Doesn't matter. No. I can just rush again. So I can just... Look at that! You're there? Let me get you, bro. I didn't even turn that well at that point. So, yeah. The add-on, as I said, it might not perform well against good survivors. But against really good, like, against newer survivors or survivors that don't know what they're going up against, this is going to be too oppressive for them. And I'm not the one to cater to beginners. For the most part anyway. I do want beginners to have a good drive to get better at this game. Well, at the end of the day, if you're going to make add-ons that make beginners experience easier, that is okay. We had turning rate add-ons for that. Anything else like this is too much. This is ridiculous. All it does, as I said, is promote an unhealthy playstyle of, oh, I messed up. Doesn't matter. Oh, I messed up. Wait, hold up. Well, let me get back to you, cousin. Well, are you there? Yeah, let me get back to you. Like, I don't know. Most brain dead Blight build, honestly. And I don't like the direction in which it's going, and I think I'm just yapping about the same thing at this point. And I'm sorry for, like, talking too much, but I'm really disappointed, honestly. I have let it settle. And... Oh, look! She juked me! Doesn't matter. Oh, she juked me again. Give me a second. You juked? That's funny. Turning rate. Doesn't matter. Like, doesn't matter. Would I have gone that with the other Blight? Probably not. Maybe if I flicked. Didn't even have to flick there. It's brain dead. I'm sorry. I don't like it. That's it for this video. It's been going on for 25 minutes. I'm gonna record another one. You guys have a good day. We've gone over the FOV changes, and we've gone over the 3-genning. We're gonna go over the other things in another video. Blight needs a change. Bring back old speed, nerf it by a percentage. These 3 add-ons need a complete overhaul. Maybe a number tweak on this, but then nobody would use it. Or not a lot of people would, because Blight never really had too big of an issue with rush durations, so I don't even know why that's an add-on. So, yeah. Yeah, you guys have a good day, and we will be back very shortly with the other changes.